ask him, do you know slok number 1? Like, what is slok number 1? The first slok, you know? And we should all know this slok because it's so important for us to know this slok. So I want to sing this with you all, if you can remember, however. And then we read the translation because it's a very, very nice one, you know. And that's where everything is. And then slok number 2. So slok number 1 and slok number 2, they are very, very important in Srimad Bhagavatam to read and remember. So he say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Brian, did you read this one? Do you kind of remember or no? The first slok, the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. No? But you don't remember. Okay. So it says here, Janmadiyasya yato anvayati taraha artesu abhignaha swarat tene brahmaradaya adi kavaye muhyantiya suraya tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimayo Yatra trisargo amrusa damna svena sada nirasta kuhukam satyam param dhimahi. In this first slok in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada has given such a big commentary. I think we should read such a big commentary, you know. So it says in the translation though, that translation of the slok here is 1.1 translation 1.1 just 1 second. TV mein hai. So it says, O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destructions of the manifested universe. It is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestation, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge onto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universe, temporarily manifested by the reaction of their modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. You see. So we need to understand this. This is Lord Krishna. I think, can you do 1.2.2? I think that's what 1.2.2 is given there. Or no? In 1.12, probably 1.1.2, I think. So the second one is also very important one. This slok for us to understand is also very important. He says, Dharmo projita kaitava yatra paramo nirmat saranam satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Sivadam Tapatrayon Amulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va Parer Isvaraha Sadyo Radi Avrudyate Atra Kritibihi Susrubis Tatkshanat. So the meaning for this is that, can you go further and see if we can read the translation? Can you go up? Translation. Okay, so here also this translation is very important before we read Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, the Srimad Bhagavat Purana propounds the highest truth which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from the illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Srimad Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva, in this maturity is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by his culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. So, these two slokas are very, very important. First, who is the absolute truth for us? And the second is that how we can capture in our heart Krishna. Because it says that completely rejecting all the religious activity, materially motivated, it says, and it is for those who wanted to lock Krishna in the heart, and for those who really, it says that Satam, the devotees who are fully pure in heart, for them, this Srimad Bhagavatam is given to us. So that's why these two slokas is that what is the absolute truth, how we can understand him. In the first, who is absolute truth? And this knowledge of these two things you can see that Sri Vyasadeva has written this in his maturity, because he himself was not very mature at the time he was writing this, you see. So it's very important for us to understand, Hare Krishna, this, that we hear this Srimad Bhagavatam with this. It says that it says that as soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of hearing with the attentively and submissively of this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. No question asked, So here we read Srimad Bhagavatam because of this, And this Srimad Bhagavatam here is also, we are covering right now this chapter 3, this is Canto 5, chapter 4, and we completed chapter 3 in that it says that King Nabi wanted a son just like Krishna, and by doing all these sacrifices, through these pure Brahmins, and you can see the quality of the Brahmins, that qualities of Brahmin, samo damo tapah socham, kshantir arjavam evacha, jnana vijnana astikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. These qualities of Brahmin, they have that, mastered it, and they pray for King Nabi to get the son like, Krishna himself. And then finally he get it, the son like Krishna, and Lord Vishnu, who is appeared in the yajna, he give the blessings, and he says, okay, I will be coming. There is no other person like me, just there is only one of me, but I can always come as part and parcel of mine, which is the my own uns. My plenary portion of mine will come as a son in the um, um, Meru Devi, who is a queen, in the um, stomach of Meru Devi, he will come. So now he left, Lord Vishnu left, and then now Lord Rushabdev appears in Meru Devi's um, stomach, and then what happened is he incarnate. So in this text one, after that Lord Vishnu leaves, and then appearance of Lord Rushabdev comes in Srimad Bhagavatam in Canto 5, Chapter 4, and it says that Sri Sukha Uvacha, and it says Ataha Tam अतः तम अतः तम उत्पत्त्येवाभिव्य यजमान भगवन लक्षणम साम्योपशम वैराग ऐश्वर्य महाविभूति इति वीरन अनुमोदन मेघ मानानुभावम प्रकृत्यः प्रजा ब्राह्मणा देवताश्च आवनिल samanvayat atitar taram jagodruhu. So here the word by word translation says that Sri Sruka Uvacha, the Sukadeva Goswami said, Ataha, thus after the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared, because Rishabdev came, tam him utpatyaya, from the beginning of his appearance, even Abhivyajamana, distinctly manifested, Bhagavat Lakshanan, possessing the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Samaya, equal to everyone, Upasama, completely peaceful, in the control of the senses and mind, Vairagya, renunciation, Aishwarya, opulences, Mahavibhutihi, with great attributes, Anudinam, day after day, Adamana, in ceasing, Anubhavam, his power, Prakatayaha, the ministers, Prakrutayaha, the ministers, Prajayaha, the citizens, Brahmanaha, the learned scholars in full knowledge of Brahman, Devatayaha, the demigods, Cha, and Avanitala, the surface of the globe, Samavanaya, to rule, Atitaram, gratefully, Jagadruhu, desired. See the translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada says here that Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, as soon as the Lord was born as the son of Maharaj Nabi, he manifested symptoms of Supreme Personality, Supreme Lord, such as marks on the bottom of his feet, the flag, the thunderbolt, etc. This son was equal to everyone and very peaceful. He could control his senses and mind, and possessing all opulences, he did not hanker for material enjoyment. Endowed with all these attributes, the son of Maharaj Nabi became more powerful day after day. Due to this, the citizens, learned Brahmins, the demigods, the ministers wanted Rishabdev to be appointed ruler of the earth. So you can see how Rishabdev appeared. Prabhupada writes in the purport that in these days of cheap incarnation, it is very interesting to note that the bodily symptoms found in an incarnation. From the very beginning of his birth, it was observed that Rishabdev's feet were marked with the transcendental signs, a flag, a thunderbolt, a lotus flower, club, all these things. In addition to this, as the Lord began to grow, he became very prominent. He was equal to everyone. He did not favor one person and neglect another. An incarnation of God must have the six opulences: wealth, strength, knowledge, beauty, fame, and renunciation. It is said that although Rishabdev was endowed with all opulences, he was not at all attached to material enjoyment. He was self-controlled and therefore liked by everyone. Due to his super excellent qualities, everyone wanted him to rule the earth. An incarnation of God has to be accepted by experienced people and by the symptoms described in the Shastras, as incarnation is not accepted simply by the adulation of foolish people. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chiksurananmilitena Yena Tasmai Sri Guru Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurur Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupang Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitam Nischa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Gauratvisha Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaitvet Kadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinde Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So here Prabhupada explained that Rishabdev Maharaj came, he appeared in the womb of Nabi Devi, and this is how powerful he was, that this is Sukdev Goswami speaking, and Rishi Sukdev Goswami is explaining to Pariksit Maharaj that as soon as the Lord was born as the son of Maharaj Nabi, he manifested symptom of Supreme Lord. So we can see that the Lord has this kind of natural, signs, in his body, So like on his feet, That's why when Krishna was walking in Vrindavan, and then on his footsteps, there were this, from the footstep, they were being able to tell where Krishna went, because it has the signs of all those things, They had a club and gada and chakra and all this were in that dust of Vrindavan. And that's why here also Rishabdev Maharaj, when he was born, he also have these feet. It is of an emblem of flag, threshold, thunderbolt. These are all the signs of these signs of God. And Prabhupada explained that when there is this Supreme Personality of Godhead, not just anybody can become, and they say cheap adoration, cheap, people say, oh, he's a God, but the God has to have these 6 symptoms. That could be God, Then it is given here that he has to be all wealthy, all powerful, all knowledgeable, all beautiful, all famous and all renounced. These are the 6 symptoms of God. That if somebody has these 6 quality in full, then it's called, not partial, in full. That there is nobody can be as wealthy as him, there is nobody can be as powerful as him, there is nobody can as knowledgeable as him, there is nobody can as beautiful as him, and as famous as renunciate. That's what it is. Renunciate means that, when they, like Rishabdev also, when he leaves, from this material world, then he has so much, right? And then he has so much that he has so much of so he has so much of qualities, he says that he's equal to everyone, he's not partial to anybody, he's very, very peaceful, he controls his senses and mind and possesses all opulence. He did not hanker for material enjoyment, endowed with all these attributes. The son of Maharaj Nabi became more powerful day after. So they attract us, right? These qualities of person who has this quality when we see and when we hear. So this is how Rushabdev Maharaj, Lord Sri Rushabdev became more attracted to the praja, means to the people who are living in his kingdom of King Nabi, and then to the Brahmins and to even the demigods. That's how he became attractive. This is how it is described here in Srimad Bhagavatam, how he came in this world. So, and in the second slok it says, Tasya hava ittam varsmana variyasa bruhacha lokena chausada balena sriyai yasasa virya sauryabhyam chapita rushiva itidam nama chakara. So it says Tasya means O of him, Ha means ha, Va means certainly, Ittam means thus, Varsmana by the bodily features, Varishyasa most exalted, Bruhat Slokena decorated with all the high qualities described by poets, Cha also, Ojasa by prowess, Balena by strength, Sriya by beauty, Yasasa by fame, Virya, Sauryabhyam by influence and heroism, Cha and Pita the father, and Maharaj Nabi is talking about. Rushab means the best, Iti means thus, Idam means this, Nam means name, Chakar means cave. So in the translation, Prabhupada translates Sukdev Goswami what he is speaking. When the son of Maharaj Nabi became visible, he evinced all good qualities described by the great poets, namely a well-built body with all the symptoms of the Godhead, prowess, strength, beauty, name, fame, influence, and enthusiasm. When the father Maharaj Nabi saw all these qualities, he thought his son to be the best human beings or the supreme being. Therefore, he gave him the name Rishabh. So now, some people have the name Rishabh given to their children, right? So this is what it means, that when the father Maharaj Nabi saw all these qualities, that they are full of all these qualities, that's called Rishabdev. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada explained that to accept someone as a god or as an incarnation of God, one must observe the symptoms of God in his body. All the symptoms were found in the body of Maharaj Nabi's extraordinarily powerful son. His body was well structured and he displayed all the transcendental qualities. He showed great influence and he could control his mind and the senses. Consequently, he was named Rishabh, which indicates that he was the supreme living being, that Rushabh means, and who has all these qualities. So in here, the Rushabh, so a lot of people keep this quality, the name, and then we say, okay, what is the meaning of your name? And then say, this is a supreme person, supreme being, So we keep the names, but in our case, whatever the names we keep the name Rushabh so that we can remember Krishna in that form, of the Rushabdev, And that's how been in ancient India, when we have all these names of Krishna, like Gopal or anything related to Krishna. And that's how in our spiritual name we call it, is also the same way, so that we can remember this name by naming. So here also, Rushabh is given the name according to his quality, because King Nabi knew that his son was none other than Krishna himself, or God himself. And that's why this name was given to him. So we can see from here that Rushabdev is actually all these symptoms, qualities given here, that no other people can have it, right, except the God himself. So in the third slok, I can read the translation and purport so that we can understand what's going on. Because right now it's more like we are trying to understand who Lord Rushabdev is, where it comes from, and what are his qualities. Because later on the philosophy will be coming, that what he preached, under Lord Rushabdev. So in the translation of text 3, it's a Yasya Hindra his Swadharmapano Swadharm Spardhamano Bhagwan Varsena Vavarse Tadvardaya Bhagwan Rushabh Devo Yogeswaraha Prahasyat Atma Yoga Maya Swavarsa Bhajanam